Good morning, students. Today you are going to learn about the age of missions. Which chapter you are going to learn, students? Yes, 13th chapter. That is the age of missions. Already I have explained. Okay, 12 chapters. What are the 12 chapters? First chapter is the globe, a model of the earth. Second chapter name maps. Third chapter name movements of the earth. Fourth chapter name climate. Fifth chapter name DRC, the land of dense forest. Sixth chapter name Greenland, the land of ice and snow. Seventh chapter Saudi Arabia, the land of hot sands. Eighth chapter grasslands of the temperate zone. Ninth chapter transport. 10th chapter communication, and 11th chapter recording and communicating knowledge, and 12th chapter living longer and healthier lives. These 12 chapters already I have explained. Now I am going to explain about the age of missions. This is 13th chapter. Okay, you must have to learn. Now see, first of all, introduction, the age of mission. In your book, uh, you are especially learning, okay, early stone tools, discovery of metals, wheels, carts and boats, the steam engine and the industrial revolution, source of energy, alternative source of energy, and conclusion. In this chapter you are going to learn especially the main points in this chapter. The early women made tools from the stones. First metal to be discovered was copper. Iron, discovered later, made it possible to make much better tools. The invention of the steam engine made it possible to run big machines and produce better goods in later quantities. The changes from hand-made goods to machines-made goods in later factories in the 18th century is known as the Industrial Revolution. Coal, petroleum and electricity are used to run machines. There are limited amount of coal and petroleum of the earth. So the search for alternative source of the energy is on. Okay, what is the meaning of the mission? Mission is a device that make a task easier. Mission means a device that makes a task easier. Okay, students should be listen carefully. I am going to explain this all things. But today we will see only early stone tools and the discovery of metals. First to see here early stone tools. Okay, the age is of the missions, especially a mission is a tool that make our work easier. How is it possible? See, different tools which are there we are using for making one mission. For examples, student, for preparing this mobile phone, okay, they used okay little bit plastic. They used little bit copper and iron, and they used some bauxite and etc. different metals they have used. But did they use directly? No, they didn't use. They prepared, okay, like this okay, shape, and somebody prepared battery, somebody prepared, okay, this display, some companies prepared nuts, some companies prepared chips, etc., like that. So these all are the tools. Okay, anyway, see here, the age in which we live can be called the age of the mission. Okay, you know, student, present we are living the specific period, we are calling this particular, okay, period. In this period, a mission is a tool that make our work easier. See, nowadays we are living well. For living well, which are the good? Yes, missions. If is there missions well, can you do work easily? Yes. If is there, you in your home car, can you travel from one place to another place easily? Yes, you can travel easily. Okay, can you walk from Karnool to Delhi? No, it is very difficult. So that's why we need some missions for vehicles. Vehicle need mission. Without mission, vehicle can run? No, like that, student. Uh, like a bottle operator or a handcraft, we use mission all the time. It is difficult to imagine life without these missions. See, without missions, living this lifestyle is very difficult, students. Now, see some of the main points in this early stone tools. The age in which we live can be called the age of the mission. A mission is a tool that make our work easier, like a bottle okay, opener or a handcraft. We use missions all the time. Earlier, early women live without any missions. Did early women lived without missions or not? Yes. Previously, early women beings, they have no like this car, okay, buses, autos, bikes, trains, aeroplanes. They have no computers, they have no mobile phones, okay, they have no engines, etc. Means they have no like this mission tools. They have only, okay, this uh, stone tools, bone tools, or sticks tools. Only the two students, like that their life was very 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 difficult. Now, using their intelligence, they made simple tools to hunt. Most of the missions that we use today were okay, invented over the later 300 years ago. See, 300 years back onwards, only missions are available. Before the 300 years, the missionary is not very very developed, student. They face lot of the problems in their life, like that they have lived. Next, see here, students. But almost a million years ago, early humans lived without any missions. They lived million years without these missions, student. And they have no proper dress for wearing or going from one place to another place. Like us, nowadays we are using different styles of the dresses which are the made by the missions, but so there's no missions. That's why they how to make also they don't know. Like this styleness also not there. And using their intelligence, they first made simple stone tools to hunt. Stone tools they prepared for their self, for hunting the animals, for the killing animals they prepared their self only stones,
They kept that one sharply, and they used the progress to be better tools made up of metals was very slow, and it took thousands of the years for preparing these metal tools taken several years students like that situation was happened, but recently women have made rapid progress. Most of the missions that we use today were invented over the last 300 years ago. Again we see here next heading, discovery of metals. What you are going to learn second heading in this chapter, discovery of metals. First, see here about copper. The first metal to be discovered was used over 8,000 years ago in most of Asia. See, when did we use this copper metal? Is 8,000 years ago, who are living on the earth. Our previous forefathers they have used first metal is a copper metal. They have discovered that metal and they utilized, they have used very well for their purpose students. It was used to make better tools. The next metal to be discovered, bronze. See, they have invited next metal is bronze. See, they prepare different bronze visuals and bronze tools for the living life. Okay, it was made by the mixing copper and tin and was hunter than the copper. And see students, especially about this information, copper, the first metal to be discovered was over 8,000 years ago in the parts of the Asia. First of all, in part of our Asia continent only, they have discovered, they have found, they have prepared these copper tools and copper also. First metal they used. It was used to make better tools, student. Next to bronze, it was made by the mixing copper and tin. They are keeping here, okay, copper and tin, and then they prepared bronze. Was the harder than the copper. It is very hard material than the copper, student. The earlier bronze articles found are about 6,000 years ago. See, but this copper founded 8,000 years ago, but this bronze founded 6,000 years ago. Okay, that's why students, these copper tools which are there, and what are the bronze tools which are there. Maybe you have seen museum, or you have seen maybe in your home. Okay, some of that nowadays visuals you may know. Nowadays copper is mostly using in the this electrical wires. Copper is mostly using in the electrical wires. Okay, bronze they are using nowadays for the ornaments, or they are using for the visuals, etc. You may know, student. That's why, see, every metal which is mostly important for the human being, for the preparing one item or one tool. Tool is mostly useful to the human being. Early days only they prepared through these metals some tools for their self, for protecting their life or getting food for their life, students. Really, it was very task, students. Nowadays we have missions, so mission is preparing whatever we need, that everything is mission is preparing. That's why we have to utilize these all things and develop our country. Not only that, see one more important metal, that is iron. One more important metal is iron. See, the next metal to be discovered was iron. This was an important discovery, as iron was harder than copper and bronze. This iron material is nowadays we are almost using for what purpose? For construction of the building, construction of the bridge, for construction of the apartments, for railway tracks, and for rail engines, or for the big in construction of the industries, companies, etc. purpose we are using, students. Why? Because it is very hard than the copper and bronze. Nowadays it is available more. See, different scientists tested some stones. In the stones iron was there, so that they are keeping more temperature, then it is making iron properly, more iron. Ores you may find uh, in our India also, as well as different companies you may find in Anantapur district also, students. And it was used to make much better tools and weapons. So it is using more better tools and weapons. Iron tools were used to cut down trees and clear forest of agriculture. Those agriculture improved. Iron weapons also made it easier to hunt animals. So the discovery of iron helped humans progress faster. See how iron is mostly useful to the human being, student. Right, students? See, especially you may observe iron tools nowadays we are using for the agriculture purpose, for industrial purpose, for the making different weapons which are the useful for the hunting the animals. The this iron metal which is useful for the preparing boats also, you may know, student. Anyway, you must have to know discovery of metals. Firstly, which metal did they invited, or did they discover? Yes, copper. First they invited, or first they discovered copper. After they invited bronze. Then after they invited iron. Students, like this. When it was invited copper, 8,000 years ago. When bronze was invited, 6,000 years ago. If I ask in a exam, you have to write proper answer. Nowadays, these all metals, which is mostly popular, useful to the human beings. So human beings are nowadays are living very well, safely. Their life is going on. Why? Because all things are available. Okay, every tools is available nowadays. Those days, only early women they have to prepare their self. They have to spend lot of the time. Only they are using for the hunting, for getting only food. Nowadays we are using lot of the different tools. If observe from wake up in morning to up to sleeping, we are using different items. See, different things in your surrounding, what are there, everything are you using or not? Yes, you are utilizing that all things, students. Maybe that are copper things, or that are bronze, that are iron, or steel, or okay, etc. Okay, anyway, you in this chapter you learn these three. See, students, in this chapter today I have explained the introduction of the age of missions and early stone tools, and I have explained discovery of metals. What did I explain in this chapter today? Yes, I have explained the age of mission, introduction, first reading the early stone tools, second reading discovery of metals. In introduction, what did I say? Yes, in this chapter you are going to learn about different missions. Okay, you are learning especially early stone tools, discovery of metals, wheels, cards, and boats. Okay, anyway, see in introduction already I said na different headings. What are the main headings in this chapter?
Yes, you are learning. Already I have explained early stone tools, discovery of metals, and coming class you are going to learn about wheels, carts, and boats. Next, the steam engine. When did it was invited? Who did invited? Okay, where did it invited? You will learn. Next, the industrial revolution. What is the industrial revolution? What situation is happen? What are the causes for the industrial situation? You will learn. Okay, students, you have learned today, especially introduction of the age of missions and early stone tools, and you learn discovery of metals. Say every student, what did you learn today? Which chapter did you learn? 13th chapter. What is the 13th chapter name? The age of missions. The age of missions. In that, what did you learn? Introduction of the age of mission, early stone tools, early stone tools, and you learn discovery of metals. Discovery of metals. What metals did you learn today especially? I explained three important metals. What are the three important metals do you learn? Which was first discovered, or which metal is first invited? Yes, copper. Copper was first metal we discovered. When it was discovered, student? 8,000 years ago. 8,000 years ago. Second, metal. Which metal did they used? Bronze. For the preparing bronze, which things did they mixed? Yes, they mixed copper and tin. These two metal they mixed, so bronze metal came. It is harder than the copper. Okay, and next they invited iron. Iron is very hard, so it is very hard than the copper, as well as it is harder than the bronze. So these three important metals you have learned. More metals are there, that all you will learn 7th class and 8th class only, student. Okay, anyway, you must have to focus on this textbook. Today your homework: read textbook, write difficult word meanings in textbook only. Read textbook, write difficult words which are there, that meanings write in textbook only. That is your homework.